Welcome back to NALUL, an NALCS recap show focused on quick and sometimes humorous recaps of this week's League of Legends matches. We're back for Game 2 of CLG vs TSM. Let's hop into pick ban. CLG select Taliyah, Alistar, Gragas, Ashe, and Fiora. TSM select Maokai, J4, Braum, Corki, and Jinx. Alright, so I know I just said at the end of the last video that I was now sold on Taliyah, but I am not first pick over the Maokai sold on Taliyah. This draft has had some sort of interesting dynamics to it beyond this as well. All the ADC bans forced Doublelift to bring out the Jinx, which I think is an undervalued pick in the current meta, and Darshan back on the Fiora is also a treat. He's made a name for himself over the years as the dominant split pusher of CLG, and he gets a chance to display this here on the Fiora, which will run over the Maokai once she gets a couple items. Strap in, boys, we're in for a ride. Hey, who let the homeless man in here? Only employed people are allowed in the studio. So starting the game out, an early invade blows Stixxay's flash before the minion spawn. Sven starts as his red buff, and CLG have wards on his red buff and the bush next to Raptors. Sven saw them put those down, so he does his red buff and paths back around the vision and walks all the way down to bot lane and ganks bot at level 2 because he knows Stixxay blew his flash. This is super good because Doublelift gets the kill credit and he's on Jinx, and we all know how Jinx likes to snowball. This is a very creative gank path by Sven, using the vision that they have against them, and there is no way, I don't care who is the jungler on the other team, you do not expect him to ignore all his camps, walk all the way down the bot side, and gank you just because you blew your flash early. You expect that maybe in another 30 seconds after he does maybe buff to buff and then bot? There's no way you expected that early. That's crazy. Jump forward to 725. Bjerg TP's in to try and defend TSM's red buff, but Haunter doesn't collapse on the play and Fiora does. The fight goes 2-0 in favor of CLG, with Fiora and Taliyah picking up some pretty important kills for themselves. The game slows down for a bit, but at 1620 we had a funny moment. Doublelift is trying to push up a wave and Aphromoo walks up to him. Now if you're watching this, you might be wondering why he's not running. And I was too, but we find out after the game is over that Doublelift had a total brain fart here. According to Doublelift, he totally thought Aphromoo was on his team for a moment, apparently having a flashback to his days on CLG, and didn't realize that Aphromoo wasn't on his team until Aphro knocks him up and kicks him back under the turret. A minute forward, 1730, TSM retry that whole top lane thing now that Doublelift remembers what teams he's on, and this time they pick up a turret and a kill on the Ashe. From here, a fight breaks out as TSM trying to push down the next turret.
They committed 2 TPs, so they do need to take a little more, but Hansa barely misses Captain the recall. Huge 3-man pull from Afro, who does take a bio with the Ignite, but now he's locked up and rooted forever. Barely able to flash out of the way. Turret's still the goal here, but TSM running out of creeps to try and help them. Still going. Omar, huge body slam into the cast. Afro gets going in, and Sven is going to fall down, but Afro barely loses his life to Bjergsen, who takes that last turret hop, but only barely who. He's still trying to cut him off, though. Back in. Gets the kill. Hui trying to ride the wall over. They need to protect Bjergsen, but Doublelift actually kind of caught Hui in his own wall.
The whole trade ends up with 2 for 2. Darshan splitting on the other side ends up equaling out the turrets, as well bringing back the gold in favor of CLG. 20 minutes in, TSM pick up 2 kills, one in the play top side, one in the play in the mid lane, allowing them to push down the top tier 2 turret and bringing the game back about even. At 21:30, another skirmish breaks out in the blue bot side jungle, with TSM picking up a couple of kills.
With the headbutt, but Sven also there. Good ult there from the Maokai as Haunter tries to get away safely. Doublelift takes on Afro. The blast plan is going to save Haunter, and TSM looking to turn it back around. Bjergsen no package, but Darshan locked up on the wrong side of the map. Blunders over the wall, but he's going to get stunned. Doublelift grabs the double kill.
Right after winning the skirmish, TSM rotato chips over to the Baron and start it up. They can't quite burn it down, but do pick up one more kill after they turn off of it. At 23:40, Hui and Darshan collapse onto Bjergsen bot side for the kill, but TSM answer in the mid lane with a turret. 26 minutes now, and TSM looks to start up the Baron. CLG use a blue trinket to spot it out and move to contest.
Use the blue trinket to see it, but they're committing.
Yeah, Darshan is trying to split push, but there's no time left.
Hansa didn't get out of the pit, but the Glacial Fish is going to disengage. Spin dives into the backside and then flashes out as the Marco ulti streams in, but Hui managed to get the kill as Darshan TPs into the fight to try and make sure he's there for the end of it. Doublelift outputting a lot of damage here. TSM, they lose 1, but still fighting well, 5v4.
Winning the fight 1-0. After the fight is over, TSM try and pick up another kill on the Darshan, but that backfires as well, netting CLG another kill. The game continues its back and forth, as after that long sequence, TSM catches CLG in a poor recall pattern, and they're all at base as TSM rush down the Baron.
So they are unable to get the extra gold, and TSM right back out to Baron.
Darshan stuck around though, so he can check this. Yeah, we'll do so. But TSM like, yeah, I don't think we care. Darshan can't do anything 1v3. Double is actually going to chase him off because Darshan didn't go home. That's Bjergsen TPing, sorry, Haunter TPing in. And that Baron go over. TSM's persistence pays off.
29 minutes, TSM try and use that Baron buff by putting Bjerg in the mid lane and the rest of the team bot side. But as soon as CLG see that Bjergsen is in the mid lane, and not with the rest of the team, they engage in TSM's 4-man group and take the fight cleanly 3-0.
Arrow hits Biofrost. Should be able to get out of the way. Nice wall from Huhi actually, so CLG still going for the fight. Bjergsen staying in mid lane, so Omar gets a push back. He finds double lift, who instantly dies to Huhi. That's not going to be enough as Styx. They able to clean up a few more. That should be 3 as Sven goes down as well. As we crest the 30-minute mark, the gold is still incredibly close in this game, and it can go either way. The only real advantage any team has is TSM has Drake advantage. The game slows down for a bit, and the next bit of action breaks out around the Baron once again at 35 minutes. TSM started up and turned off of it once again, and the ensuing fight ends up being a 2-for-2 with both teams losing their tanks.
For the team fight, and it only takes a couple. TSM burning it down, 4,000.
No wall here, they're actually going to peel back off. That's a kill maybe onto Omar. They can get the jungler, it's great for double. Bjergsen actually progressed on by Afro moves. He's still going to live. Huhi actually kills Haunter as Sven. He's going to die through Stone Plate as well. Huhi able to grab a double, but it's 3v4 that carries him. TSM still alive. Omar a little too low. Double it out of mana though, taking so much damage as Corky barely able to kill another. 2-for-2. Through the mess, all the tanks down. No one can manage to get a lead this game, and the back and forth is incredibly entertaining. 36-40, TSM refused to give up on this fight around Baron thing. They started up again, but this time, turn and fight plan ends up in a disaster for them. Very aggressive onto the Baron. Bjergsen,
Ash Arrow's ready.
Gonna blast cone over. CLG have to be careful here. TSM committed to the Baron. Afro dives in, but he gets stunned. Damage still there, but he's got his ult taken away. The Baron's still doing damage to TSM as Haunter actually found a huge flank in the backline, tying everybody up. Bjergsen over the wall trying to take down Huhi, doesn't get it. Styx flashes and kills Bjergsen. CLG might have salvaged the Baron fight. Huhi gets a double kill as he kills Haunter. Double lift. He's still alive, but the arrow does hit Sven. Scare and double lift. I don't think he's got enough damage to try and get it done. A triple knockoff from Sven with the ultimate ticket, but double lift. He's gonna go down as well. CLG grab the ace.
As CLG pick up the 5-for-0 clean ace and the Baron as well. After that play, CLG finally have the first real decent lead of the game. 40 minutes in, CLG trade Darshan's life for 2 inhib turrets and now sit with a 6k gold lead. When CLG back after this, TSM rushed down the Elder Dragon, which is huge for them because they have 4 dragons in this game. 3 of them being Cloud Drakes, which means they're going to absolutely zoom around the map. They are comically fast. 42-26, TSM used the Elder Dragon buff to push down the mid inhib turret. During this siege, a huge wave pushes up towards TSM's top inhib. CLG sacrificed Omar God's life to prevent TSM's backs, and the top inhib falls. 44-35, TSM now managed to pick the Baron this time as CLG failed to contest it with Aframu getting killed off. 46 minutes in, TSM used the shiny free Baron buff they got earlier to push and take 2 inhibs in the mid and top lane. When they try and exit though, Bjerg gets caught, allowing the game to stall for a bit longer. Jump all the way to 50 minutes and 40 seconds. After a very good base defense from CLG, TSM finally back off their siege of the bot lane inhib turret and turn to pick up another Elder Drake. This would prove key as we get one last big CLG versus TSM team fight to end our regular season.
With triple clouds plus the Elder Dragon buff. Last turret gonna fall. Bjergsen one shot.
Afro's in.
Afro they're fighting it. 3-man pole fight. Bjergsen but double still firing back. Big CC in the front side and they're just melting. Oh my god. Almost gonna go down, but the rest of TSM holding strong. Omar barely lives. Sven barely lives as well. Afro back in double pulse as Haunter now taking the rest of the front side of the team fight. Darshan shoots back in, kills Haunter. CLG. No! Everybody dies. Too much damage. CLG overextend and 3 of their carries die. Darshan's gonna go down as well. That's 4 dead. And TSM should be able to win the game.
Jinx late game damage proves to be too much, even though CLG managed to nail a pretty good engage, and TSM take the series 2-0. Game 1 wasn't exactly the most entertaining game ever, but this Game 2 more than made up for it. It was a series worth of action packed into one game, with a lot of back and forth. I highly recommend watching this game for yourselves if you get the chance. A fantastic game to close your split on. Anyway, that'll wrap things up for me for our Week 9 content. Honestly, I had a lot of fun doing these recaps. And though they are pretty rough at this point, I think I learned a lot doing this first full week of recaps. I'm new to this whole process, from editing to writing scripts and, presentation and speaking clearly, and all that kind of thing. I'm going to use this break to continue and try and improve. I'm going to try and see if I can learn more about editing, maybe bring that up a bit, and hopefully I'm able to step up my game for playoffs, just like the teams need to be able to step up their game for it. During the off days, I'd like to perhaps work on some opinion pieces, or maybe do some more in-depth stuff. I'm low-key trying to break into the scene as an analyst, so showing off my game knowledge would be nice. Anyway, if you have any suggestions on things you'd like me to do, Feel free to leave a comment here or contact me on Twitter at eSmithEsports. Thanks for watching, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you all in my next video. Take care.